Hey, this is Michael Emery. Thanks for tuning into the Slow Baja. This podcast is powered by Tequila Fortaleza, handmade in small batches, and hands down, my favorite tequila. Hey, do you have a four-wheel drive? Did you always want to see Baja racing up close and personal? You need to join Slow Baja in the Nora Mexican 1000, April 23rd through 30th. The Safari class is your way to get your street-legal four-wheel drive vehicle up close and into the action. You got to check out the Safari class at nora.com. That's www.norra.com. Hey, this is Michael Emery of Slow Baja, and I am sitting here in, how do you pronounce it?
Zopilotes.
Zopilotes. Hey, this is Michael Emery of Slow Baja, and I'm sitting in San Bartolo at Zopilotes Ice Cream Shop, and I just wolfed down a spectacular cone. It was creamy lime and coconut on a handmade waffle cone. It was divine, and now we're sitting down to talk about ice cream. So, I have two guests with me, and I've forgotten both their names already. So we're going to start with introducing
Sheila,
yourself.
And this is Kaida.
Sheila, this is your shop.
This it is.
And you've already told me you're a little uncomfortable, so we're going to get past that right now. And we're going to just talk about your story. How'd you get here?
Well,
you're from Canada.
I'm Canadian, and
what part of the country?
From British Columbia. Salmon Arm, the town's name, on the Shuswap Lake region of British Columbia. And my husband and I came down here to San Jose about 2008 or 7, something like that, around 2007. And we stayed in a hotel in San Jose, and I rented a Jeep and drove around the southern Baja and checked out everything, and really fell in love with the area like immediately. And then the following year, in 2009, we bought a big fifth wheel trailer, and we pulled that trailer down here and stayed at Verdugo's campground in Los Barriles for 3 or so months, and went back up to Canada after our vacation was done, and went back to work, and just kept thinking about the area, and started checking things out on the internet, and we happened to notice this little house for sale here in San Bartolo. Although my husband and I couldn't really remember where San Bartolo was, we decided to pursue purchasing the house at a very good price, and which we did. So we bought the house sight unseen, and moved down, bought it in February 2010, I think, and moved down here basically shortly after that.
And had you ever heard of the book God and Mr. Gomez, or read the book God and Mr. Gomez? Do you
No.
have anything did you know anything about construction and
Nothing, and
Okay.
I've just lately heard about this book, God and
It's kind of
Mr.
famous
Gomez,
in the 70s, yeah.
Yeah, and so now I kind of want to read the book. I probably will be able to associate a lot of things to that book.
Well, the reason I ask is you have your story in the front of your menu, so I have read your story, and I'm glad to be sitting here talking with you about it. But give us a quick taste of what that experience was like. You said a lot of swearing and a lot of drinking.
Yeah, it was a lot of swearing and a lot of drinking. It was really difficult, actually, for me, and I think we had some sort of a bad thing happen that year. My mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly, and just shortly after that, we came down here, and I had a preconceived idea of what, living in Mexico was going to be. And when I got into this town, I just didn't, it just didn't come true to what was in my mind. I had this sort of a preconceived idea. And of course I had no Spanish whatsoever, and this town of San Bartolo is fully Spanish speaking. And so it was really, really difficult at first, and through lots of trial and error and crying and drinking, we finally ended up happy here, I guess.
So introduce your guest.
This is Kaida. She works for me at the ice cream shop, and she's 16 years old. And her
Hola,
family lives. Her family lives on the other side of San Bartolo in a small area called Imposible, about a kilometer from here. And ¿cuántos años tu familia viviendo aquí en San Bartolo?
Aproximadamente 28 años.
About 28 years her family has lived in the location, and her dad is actually the local tire mechanic. So he owns a tire shop in San Bartolo, and really a really good family, very honest and lovely people, and really a good hard worker she is.
Bien, bien. How many people are here in San Bartolo?
¿Cuánto gente viviendo aquí? 500, 600,
Más o
maybe 600. And San Bartolo is a real ranch community. At one time, it was called Rancho de San Bartolome, and it was like a big outpost of ranches. And then, as years went on, it was separated and just became San Bartolo. But there's a lot of ranching here, lots of fruit. We have something called Ojo de Agua, which is eye of the water, and we have a huge freshwater pool that comes right into the center of town, just onto the arroyo. And so this is why we're so green and lush here in San Bartolo, because we have so much fresh water.
We can't wait to drive our old Land Cruiser down to Baja, and when we go with Baja Bound Insurance. Their website's fast and easy to use. Baja Bound Insurance, serving Mexico travelers since 1994. How about milk? How about you tell me what your relationship to ice cream was before you started this? And you said you're lactose intolerant, so you don't eat your ice cream.
So in Canada, my husband owns a logging truck, and so I do his books. And I've never made ice cream before, but I became a good, I like Pinterest. And so I started looking up things on Pinterest. And my friend Lourdes, who lives here in San Bartolo, Mexican lady, we were talking about if I was wanting to start a business here at some point, what would it be? And that's what we came up with, was a little ice cream curio shop. And I was always thinking I would like to have a little coffee shop bakery type idea, but it ended up being ice cream, and that's it. I never made ice cream before in my life until I opened an ice cream shop. Now I do.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Sure.
It makes perfect sense. I said to Ted yesterday, we were in Loreto. I said, if I ever move to Baja, I'm going to open a destination ice cream shop.
There you go. I know, but a destination ice cream
today.
shop in San
Is it for
Bartolo
sale?
is crazy. Since
Kaya, tell me about making ice cream.
¿Te gusta haciendo nieve?
Me encanta.
She likes helping out at the ice cream
Yeah.
shop. Lavando los trastes. Washing dishes is her favorite thing.
And what's your favorite flavor?
¿Qué es tu sabor más favorito?
Chocolate. Amo el chocolate.
And what's your biggest seller? You said you won the best ice cream of the
yeah.
East Cape.
Yeah,
Was that
3
a
years.
single flavor, or was that a general domination of the entire ice cream category?
It's across the board anyway, so it's like one restaurant might have like tamales and one might have shrimp and, whatever you're famous for. And all the restaurants go into one, not now because of COVID, but pre-COVID, into one location. And 300 people purchase tickets and come and taste the food that these restaurants offer. And so those 300 ticket holders then vote for first, second, and third place. So it's not categorized, it's just across the board. So I'd say that ¿qué es el más popular? El sabor más popular?
Es que hay una
Salted
variedad.
caramel is like, I think, one of the front runners this year. And then the other one that I'm making right now, we call it, it's golden milk, made with turmeric, and that is really, really popular too. So
And how do you source your ingredients?
I have a shopper a guy that does all my shopping for me, and he goes into La Paz mostly. Sometimes like even Costco or something in San Jose, but mostly it's La Paz, and he knows where all the places are.
And
I don't have water buffalo though.
I'm sorry, I told you about the water buffalo
I'm going to try to
milk.
make it now.
And who are your customers?
My customers are, so San Bartolo is built on an arroyo, and which leads all the way to Los Barriles. And so one big adventure for the people that live in Los Barriles and the people visiting, quad rental people, they'll come up for a day trip on the arroyo and in their either Jeeps or quad machines or razors, and they'll come up here and stop. And people passing also, and the people of the town as well.
All right. Well, I've enjoyed my ice cream. Tell
Oh,
me
that's good.
how people can find you on the internet.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook at San Bartolo, and
Can you spell that?
what do you say, Z or I say Z?
Z. Z. You can say Zed.
Oh, Zopis dot San Bartolo.
Zopis.San Bartolo.
Zopis dot San Bartolo.
That's Facebook.
That's Facebook, yeah.
And
Instagram as well.
And Instagram as
Yeah,
well.
and
All right, we'll
Instagram
have
as
that in
well.
the show notes. It's been a delight to be here. Next time, Kaya's going to talk more.
Próximo vez tú vas a platicar más.
Sí.
All right.
Posible.
Aprendiendo inglés.
Aprendiendo.
Well, thanks for the chat and thanks for the ice cream. It's really been lovely, and we'll see you soon on the
Well-
next trip with Slow Baja.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Slow Baja's wardrobe is provided by Taylor Stitch. I was lucky enough to wear test some items on my 3,000-mile Baja XL trip. The vertical jacket, the California shirt, which is a beautiful flannel shirt. I call it the Baja California shirt. And some white oak, beautiful selvage denim jeans. Put all that stuff on to make me look good in Baja, and I never took it off. I was wearing that stuff for 10 days straight. That vertical jacket is a handsome, handsome jacket. In the truck, under the truck, at dinner. Taylor Stitch, clothes that are meant to wear in, not out. Folks, you made it this far. I got to ask you, please help us out. Rate it, review it if you're on iTunes. Share it with a friend. Go to slowbaja.com or Slow Baja on Instagram or Facebook and get some stickers, hats, t-shirts. Every little bit helps me put a gallon of gas in the old FJ40 or a taco in my belly. So please do what you can to help out. I really appreciate it.